Hello, so this is my live reaction video to Doctor Who The Witchfinders. This is straight after watching the episode. Well, I say straight after, I watched it a bit late and then I went to watch the last leg and then I went to the bathroom, but pretty much soon after. This is my immediate thoughts and reactions to the episode, just a random stream of sort of immediate thoughts about any sort of structure analysis, so don't expect anything deep. I have to mention Alan Cummings' portrayal of James I, because I don't think I can do the rest of this video with a straight face unless I mention that first of all. But I want to talk into it. I want to talk about it properly later on. No, pretty decent period piece episode. Finally got an episode where we address the fact that the Doctor appearing now similar to a human female is going to cause some issues when dealing with human males who obviously have patriarchal opinions about how women should act. So that was sort of that it was unclear whether or not that was ever going to be addressed or not. It's interesting actually because Chris Chibnall did say that all the scripts were written before Jodie Whittaker was cast, and therefore before they knew the Doctor was going to be a woman, or at least for the writers, I guess, knew that the Doctor was going to be played by a woman. But I guess obviously that's talking in sort of broad strokes by the episode's, most of the episode's dialogue, because clearly a lot of dialogue here was written knowing that the Doctor now appears as a human female. Okay, I mean, there's really not much I can talk about apart from Alan Cummings, because he kind of stole the show and any kind of real bit about the episode. I mean, I'm trying to think. Every time I try to think about the episode, I'm just seeing Alan Cummings' portrayal, because he kind of. It was an experience, to be honest. I mean, my flatmate is a historian, and I do feel that people will be doing her injustice if I don't point out that she had objections to sort of some of the historical accuracy and the motivations of James I, being that he didn't really kind of call for the witch hunts because of mummy issues, and rather because he saw it being done in parts of Europe, I believe, if my memory is accurate. She's probably not going to watch this to call me out anyway if I'm wrong. But that's Doctor Who. It's not going to be entirely historically accurate, and really, as I try to argue perhaps not very well, we don't really know what happens for reality. We only can assume and use historical evidence to base, but that's by the by. I mean, the monsters were somewhat quite spooky actually. I was expecting. Well, here's the thing: the trailers don't really show much, and I'm too busy to search up much other and in the context of promotional material, so I don't really know what's going to happen in the next episode until I watch it. It was actually quite a nice way of watching the episode. Once upon a time I had loads of free time and I was able to see all of the promotional materials. Actually perhaps visit the Doctor Who website. I've not actually been on that in years. I used to be on it every single day when I was like a teenager and 12 and 13. I used to be on the Doctor Who website every single day. Interesting. Well, actually, we'll do that. When we finish, we'll go on the Doctor Who website together and see what it's like. No, but I guess. Oh yeah, okay. Here's what I was talking about. Can we stop? It's happened a couple of episodes now. Can we stop having a thing where the Doctor's like, we absolutely can't interfere, and then straight away they interfere? It's funny a couple of times, but at this point, it just seems like the Doctor doesn't really know what they're doing, and not even that they're hypocrite, just that they're clueless. There's a middle ground here. You can be like, oh, we should try not to interfere as much as possible, and then we see the person about to be drowned, and Graham's like, is this a situation where we should interfere or not? And the Doctor's then like, I guess. Perhaps not so much like, oh, I have to. That was a wrong delivery on my part. Kind of like, yeah, this kind of is a part of me, you should interfere. Although I do think kind of jumping straight in the water and swimming after a person who's just been dunked is perhaps not the most cleverest way to do that. But I mean, I don't know if I could come up with better. But I'm not a I'm not an ancient space alien with superhuman intelligence. So, okay, let's talk about Alan Cummings. I mean, I enjoyed that. My flatmate enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it. I'm not sure if yeah. Seeing Alan Cummings play a Camp James the First was more than I could ever hope for, and was everything I've ever wanted in seeing Alan Cummings play James the First. I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know if that was Alan Cummings' idea or a director's idea. Um, I mean, I guess it means the character's comedic rather than playing serious, which is for a historical character of that much significance. You know, literally the regent. I guess when they did Elizabeth the First in Day of the Doctor, they were a wee bit comedic, but then again they were also a Zygon, so I thought we were going to talk about him. I don't really have much to say other than I kind of found it very amusing, and I kind of really love it, and I hope we get him back again. Because his whole reactions to pretty much everything was kind of very, yeah. So we have 2 more episodes of Doctor Who now, which is, I don't know, it kind of, it has felt like a very fast season, which is very odd because the episodes are longer. Maybe it's because it's so late in the year. Maybe because I'm in the middle of my dissertation. I'm super busy. We have, and it's weird because we're not having a Christmas Doctor Who. But I mean, to be fair, we are a month away from Christmas. Usually, I don't think Doctor Who's ever run this late in the year. And yeah, my thoughts of the whole series as a whole. I do think it's not the most extravagant of series so far, but it's still Doctor Who, so that's good. Alright. These videos are never meant to be 20 minutes long, but they always end up being 20 minutes long because I always have something to ramble on about. But I have a lot of things to do, so I think it's good at ending at 7 minutes. Perhaps more people will watch it then because it's not too long. I don't really have much more to say about it. I mean, the villains kind of spooky. I wasn't expecting zombie villains. Good production design there. The CGI mud king thing at the end perhaps leaves a lot to be desired. And I guess the motivations of the characters weren't villains wasn't very deep. It's very generic. Oh, we're an army and we're trapped on Earth and we want to break free and then we want to invade the planet. So not a very engaging villain, so perhaps that's not meant to be the focus of the episode, but then, oh, what's happened here? That wasn't meant to happen. Okay, thank you for that random video feed that popped up on my screen. Yeah. It was an interesting episode, but it's mainly because of Alan Cummings. Other than that, people on Twitter apparently calling it flawless and perfect. And I don't think it's the best Doctor Who episode, so I don't know why it's getting accolades. I mean, it's not bad by any means, but I don't think it's perfect or flawless. I don't think it deserves kind of. It's not. I mean, it didn't really tackle any particularly potent social issues. Didn't really particularly tackle any kind of deep theme or message. I guess it was just a nice kind of adventure romp, which is what it turned out to be. The villains were, I guess, weren't very engaging, and James First was a nice comedic character. Graham, Yaz, and Graham, yeah. Companions continue to be very much background characters, and they don't tend to come off, even perhaps more so than classic Because I know there's been a lot of criticisms about how much we focus on plots revolving around the characters of in sort of new Who. But like, even back in sort of classic series, we didn't focus on kind of plots around them, but they were, you know, major characters in the plot. Every time Graham, Yaz, and Ryan, I think I had to call him Luke for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe I didn't, I can't remember. Every time we see them in an episode, they don't seem to really. They're very much background characters, and I still don't think Ryan's very well fleshed out. I'm not particularly engaged with the companions at the moment. I'm all for big TARDIS crews, and I think it's better to have big TARDIS crews. I think, you know, but I always prefer the classic Doctor Who seasons where you had more than one companion. My favourite TARDIS team of all time is probably the Doctor, Harry, and Sarah. And I liked it kind of when Moffat tried to have as many companions as possible, rather than just one-on-one relationship. Because I think it's nice to see companions work along with companions. But the companions here aren't even bounced off each other. Perhaps because they know each other so well, is that they kind of just don't really interact with each other, and kind of it's a free spoke relationship, and the Doctor's in the middle, rather than all of them kind of meshing with each other. Yeah, I have actually noticed that. That's kind of a thing as well. But alright, just because I want to end up early today, we will go and watch the trailer for the next episode, and we will see what we think about that.
Norway. Definitely Norway. Soil?
A cottage in winter with a chimney but no smoke. What's got you so scared?
It takes you away. It takes you away. Don't forget to click below.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep watching these and expecting to really produce any meaningful commentary, because they don't really tell you much about there's a cottage, it's in Norway, don't know what's gonna happen. Nothing much more than that. Nothing in there strikes me as particularly. Yeah, they're not really brilliant trailers in this series. Nothing makes me excited. They don't even show like the big parts. Like if I was making a trailer for the Witchfinders, and I was going to show it last week, just off the top of my head, one of the things I'd pitch as a sting for the end would be the Doctor being dunked in the water, because that's a dilemma. But it didn't. It just showed random scenes. So anyway, let's have some fun. Let's see what the BBC Doctor Who website looks like at the moment. I bet this looks generic. I bet that's what they've done, to make it look like all the other Doctor Who. Yep, all the other BBC pages. Because remember, when it first arrived, each show had its own kind of style to it, and Doctor Who kind of was like its own sort of mini site, and it was structured its own way. It was a HTML thing, but you had like different kind of graphics around, and they let you go select different things. Yeah, I didn't actually realize that the title sequence compilation they released on YouTube was actually from 50th anniversary, but now I guess that makes sense. Yeah, these are pretty much all the kind of like behind the scenes videos. How far back does this go? Do we have stuff from I'm pretty sure that's just like stuff at the top. Repeated. Yeah, all new Who stuff. We've got characters. Do we see any of the previous Doctors? We do. This is kind of an adaptation of the previous stuff. Whoops. Because do you remember the Doctor Who website? Back in I mean, there are more Christmas specials than these, but okay, sure. This isn't even all of them. They're just like a random selection of characters from a random Doctor Who special. Yeah. Not really much to there's not even any audio in that video, but nice pictures. Alright. Well, that's Doctor Who website at the moment. I'm gonna tag off now because I've got things to do, but I'll see you guys next week for the penultimate episode of Series 11 of Doctor Who. Thank you all.